I ate super spicy food and gassed out my neighbors. Ever wonder if you can still fart as potent as you did as a teenager? Well, let me tell you about my recent gas disaster. People have kept asking me if I can still make as potent of farts as I did as a teenager. Well, the resounding answer now is, yes, I fucking can. And it did not end well. Curiosity finally got the better of me, and I decided to just give it a go. I ate some really spicy hot wings, had eggs and spicy chili for breakfast that day, ate a couple of fiber bars, and even ordered a stinky pizza like the one I pranked my mother and sister with back in the day. But I added some ghost pepper seasoning to it. I thought about getting some green curry too. But now I'm glad I didn't. I spent all of Saturday eating only those foods I specified. And my stomach did not take well to it. There was some loud gurgling. You know it's bad when you literally feel the contents of your digestive tract shifting from place to place. At one point, it felt like something in my gut dropped down. By the middle of the night, I was farting like crazy and could barely stay out of the bathroom because I had to take repeated lava dumps. The smell was actually so bad that in the morning, one of my neighbors came knocking to ask if I had a septic leak. And it was really awkward explaining to them it was literally all just my rancid gas from eating the wrong foods. They didn't really believe me till I let a small one rip right in front of them. It was just a small one, but it was bad enough that they backed away pretty quickly. I had to take both anti-gas and anti-diarrhea pills for 3 days just to get back to normal. I even had to call and warn my girlfriend not to come over. She knows how potent my farts can be if I let them. I warned my sister too, and she stuttered over the phone. She remembers my farts well and agreed it's best I stay away for a week or so. I'd scented candles and air fresheners all over the house. And they took the edge off. I also had to open every window. Thankfully, it only took a day for the stank to go away. But my God. It was so bad. Imagine a smell like someone feasted on rotten eggs and then shit out death on top of a pile of rancid wet garbage with fresh cut onions all over it, and a hint of vinegar. That's how bad this smell was. I've made level 8 farts many times before. But I think this was on level 9 or 10. I actually took a couple of days off work just to make sure I got it all out of my system. Neighbors did come knocking more than once to ask about the smell. And of all things, a cop came to my door for a wellness check. I have no idea who called him. But this part I'm really ashamed of. I explained to the officer that it was all my horrid gas. And he didn't seem to believe me and questioned what I may have in the house. So I ripped ass right in front of him just to prove it, like I had to for my neighbor earlier. But this one was so much worse. Damn near shit myself doing it too. He backed away gagging and trying to cover his nose. Then started saying it was so bad he could taste it. And then he actually threw up. He vomited all over one of the gnomes I had along my walkway. It took him a good 10 minutes of sitting on the hood of his car to get a little bit better. I asked him if he was okay. He was actually borderline crying from the smell and told me not to come any closer. And that he was on the verge of vomiting again if the smell got any worse. He was an older man, I'd say mid-40s or so. And he gave me that age-old line of, "Damn boy, what'd you eat?" And I had to awkwardly explain everything. He must have been shaking his head the entire time and said I was an idiot for doing all of that. I didn't disagree. I got no sleep that night. And for once, not due to insomnia, but rather because my own farts kept me awake. I ended up spending a lot of time sitting in the backyard on my patio and drinking bottled water. In the morning, I went for a walk to try and get some fresh air. And I walked by some kids waiting for a school bus. And I could hear them talking about a terrible smell after I went by. One kid actually loudly said, "Did you smell that?" I just went around the block and right back home. For the next couple of days, I woke up half expecting I'd shit the bed or something. But I didn't. The room still smells like rotten eggs though. Thank God for those air fresheners. I'm finally back to normal now. But this was all awry. I don't want to go through again. Gonna have to be more careful with spicy foods from now on too. I feel like there was a B movie called Fartnado. I'd be the star. My mind keeps imagining it as a bad parody of that 90s movie Twister. Rip Bill Paxton.